All right, ladies and gents, here we go on to chapter 4. So, chapter 4, we are going to be this entire chapter is all about writing equations given some information. So, let's rehash and refresh our memory about graphing lines real quick. So, we have this is in slope intercept form. So, if I want to graph this line, I have positive 2 is my y-intercept. And then I have a slope of positive 3/4. So that means I go up 3, right 4, and I put the next point. I could go the opposite direction. That's how you draw a line, okay? So, y-intercept, slope, 3/4, rise over run, okay? Let's talk about these two other special cases real quick. What kind of line is this? That's a horizontal line across. So I go to -1 and I put a horizontal line, okay? If you don't remember that, make sure you're writing this in your notes as a quick little refresher about graphing. What kind of line is this? Vertical line. So I have a vertical line at -2. So horizontal and vertical, those are kind of special cases, but this is what I really want to remind you of. We have an intercept, a y-intercept right here, and then we use our slope, rise over run, to find our next point. So now what we're going to be doing in this chapter is we're going to be working backwards with that information. I'm going to give you some information, and you are going to write the equation of the line. Your answers are going to look like equations now. All right, so what pieces of information did we need to draw the line? Okay, special cases were special cases. You got to kind of memorize those. But we needed two pieces of information. We needed the intercept, so we knew where to start, and we needed the slope, so we knew where to put the next point. Okay, those are the two pieces of information we needed to graph our line. Those are also the two pieces of information we want to find if we are going to write our equation. All right, so we look right here. Sometimes I'll just flat out tell you. So we have our general equation, slope-intercept form. You should be writing this down. Y equals mx plus b. You should know m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. Okay? You've seen this plenty of times before. So if I tell you for A, slope is -3, the y-intercept is 1/2, I just take that information and put it where it belongs. So the slope is -3, the y-intercept is 1/2. That's the equation given that information. Okay? We look at B. Slope is 0, y-intercept is -2. So again, I'm using the general form, the slope-intercept form, and I put the information where it belongs. Y equals, slope is 0, plus b, b is -2. Well, 0 times x is just 0. So we have a horizontal line. Okay, that makes sense. Slope is 0, horizontal lines have a slope of 0. That makes sense, all right? So we use y equals mx plus b as our general form, and then put the information where it goes. What if I give you a graph? Well, I still need those two things. I need a slope and I need a y-intercept. So if I look at a graph, how can I find the slope? Well, we gotta count. So I have rise over run. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up. 6, run is right 4. Up 6, right 4. So my slope is 6 over 4, which simplifies to 3 over 2. I just counted. I still need those same two pieces of information. I got the slope, now I need to find the y-intercept. Found it, it's right there. It's a graph. You can see the y-intercept pretty clear. There's my y-intercept, -3. So now I found the slope by counting. I found the y-intercept just by looking. Now I can write the equation. Y equals a couple of things about your slope. Don't ever write your slope as a decimal. We want to keep it as a fraction. If it's improper, keep it improper. Okay, don't tell me 1 1/2, but you do want to simplify. So if it's 6/4, we do want to simplify that to 3/2. All right, on to B. I still need those two pieces of information. I need to find the slope, rise over run, or in this case, it's going down, so it's 1, 2, 3. It's -3 because it's going down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, +4. So -3/4 is the slope. Down 3, right 4. Okay, just count. What's the y-intercept? Well, it's right there where the line crosses the y-axis. It's +2. So again, take my slope, take my y-intercept, and write the equation. There you go. One more thing to throw at you. Oh. I guess I don't have any more things to throw at you. What if, I know I have something else. What if I don't give you a graph or the information? What if I give you 2 points? All right, what if I give you 2 points? Well, sorry, typo, I had to go check my notes. I knew something didn't look right. Change that to 0.7. I knew I had a typo in there. It just didn't seem right. I had to go check my notes. All right, so now I got 2 points here, okay? So you should, how do I find the slope when I have 2 points? Okay, we talked about this. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I use my slope formula, okay? If you did not remember that, make sure you write that down. This is how you find slope. Take the second y minus the first y. Take the second x minus the first x. So the slope in this problem is -1. But again, I still need 2 pieces of information. I need a slope, but I also need a y-intercept. Well, lucky for us, we have a y-intercept. If you remember the way these problems looked, your y-intercept always has 0 for x. That is a y-intercept. So if I give you a point that looks like this, with 0 in for x, this number right here is my y-intercept, okay? If there's a 0 in for the x, this is the y-intercept. So I use my slope formula to find my slope. B is the y-intercept. Write your equation. Slope, y-intercept. So if you're given 2 points, you're doing the same thing that we've been doing. Find the slope using the formula. The y-intercept is given to you. Write your equation from there. All right. One more way that this could be done, I believe it's on your homework, so I'm going to show it to you. And it's called a mapping. All right. So if you have a mapping, then these are just a fancy way to write coordinates, 3, 5. It's just another way to write a coordinate. It's called a mapping. It's just another way to give you information. So right away, you should be looking at this problem going, oh, I know what the y-intercept is. What's the y-intercept? 6. All right, and then how am I going to find the slope? Because I always need those two pieces of information. I need a slope and I need a y-intercept. Well, now that I know that these are coordinates, I can think back to what I just did and pick two problems. It doesn't matter which two you do. I'm going to do the first two. I take the second one minus the first one. Second y minus the first y over second x minus the first x. So there's my slope, negative 1/3. So now that I have the slope, because I took the mapping, I made points, and I just took the points and put it in the formula, I have the slope, I know what the y-intercept is from one of the points, I can write the equation. So there you have it. I have a mapping. Those are just another way to write coordinates, do the same thing. If I give you two coordinates, you find the slope with the formula, one of them will be the intercept. If I give you a graph, the intercept you can tell, the slope you have to count. Or I'll make it real easy on you and I'll just tell you the information. There you go. Good luck.